3, 2. What's up, y'all? I'm back at it again with another live stream. I'm gonna be playing it out.
New Zealand is doing something the U.S. has never been able to do after one of our mass shootings. I'm Laura Podesta with the latest on the gun law reform that country is putting in place just days after the mosque attacks.
Heavy rain is moving into the area. How long will it stick around, and when can we expect to see it drying out? We'll have your complete WJZ forecast in just a moment.
And if you're headed out on the west side of the Beltway, we are
Somebody.
usual delays, so give yourself some extra time to complete.
This is somebody else's account, not
The
mine.
Annapolis Film Festival starts today. You can expect for the 7th annual event on Coffee With. Stay right here. WJZ News at 6:30 is next.
WJZ News is sponsored by Anderson Automotive.
Anderson started in 1919, an iconic name in Baltimore. My father had a saying that if you treat your employees and you treat your customers the way you'd want to be treated, they'll do the same for you. We've had 3 or 4 generations of families buy cars from us. I think the fact that we've been around for 100 years speaks to the fact that we do go the extra mile to make people smile. That's what we're all about.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries has chairs and recliners to fit every need, including naps. It's March Mania at Lazy Boy. Get all-star savings of up to 35% on Lazy Boy Slam Dunk Styles. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
The rule of 3 states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing.
We couldn't agree more. 3 SUVs, 1 GMC. Step up to GMC with 16% below MSRP on most 2019 Acadia and Terrain models when you finance through GM Financial. More current eligible non-GM owners get nearly $10,000 total value on this Acadia Denali when you finance through GM Financial.
Not all water is created equal. There are over 326 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But only 1/1000th of 1% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Deer Park. Deer Park 100% natural spring water. Born better.
If you're not watching, this is what you're missing. WJZ Mornings.
It's going to be a slam dunk. We're going to knock it out of the park. A hole-in-one. Could we just get rid of the cliches and just tell the people that WJZ has March Madness and the Masters and our football coverage? I mean, our purple shows, they're the best thing going. And you can only catch it here on WJZ.
Live from
Getting
television.
the water off? Yes.
This is WJZ News at 6:30.
You're waking up with WJZ at 6:30, Thursday, March 21st. I'm Nicole Baker. I'm Linda. A little wet outside, Tim.
A little wet? Yeah, it definitely is a little wet. It's going to get wetter as we get through the day. The rain is coming through now. It's the first part of what we can expect. So if you think it's wet out there now, oh, just wait. It's going to be a very damp day, so build that into your travel time right now. And as we've been on since 4:30, we've been seeing some of the brighter colors moving in right now. The leading edge of this system is moving on through. Some of the heavier rain is just to our south and moving on in. You see some darker greens, some yellows, and some reds. We have some flooding rain potentially moving into this region. So as we move in through the day, drenching rain and some flooding is possible. Temperatures gradually getting up to a daytime high near 48 degrees. And then we'll start to see the temperatures dropping off only to about 41 degrees overnight. But the the flood watch in effect for much of central Maryland from 10 o'clock this morning through midnight. We'll have your complete WJZ forecast coming up in just a few moments. For now, we're checking the roads with Sharon Jabala. Good morning, Sharon.
The roads are definitely a little messy this morning with all that rain, especially on the west side of the Beltway. That's where we have a wreck working on the outer loop, originally reported as a disabled vehicle. It's off to the shoulder after Frederick Road, but the damage is done. You're looking at a backup at this point all the way to 795. Also, a wreck in the city, Greenmount Avenue at East 39th Street. Speeds remain pretty good overall on the top side of the Beltway, although we are starting to see some brake lights on the top side cameras. The west side, as we mentioned, is a mess. You can see that for yourself there. Stop and go traffic at Liberty Road. That delay again goes from 795 to Frederick Road. If you're headed out on the top side of the Beltway, again, we could have to tap your brakes. Slow and go traffic potentially between Hartford Road and Providence.
Messy,
Not a pretty picture.
Yeah, no.
No, but it's spring.
Yeah. Thanks, Sharon. It is 6:32. WJZ
This is the first day of spring. It don't
Keith
look
and
like
Larry
it.
Smith back here in Baltimore to face murder charges. They were extradited back to Maryland overnight. The father and daughter are accused of murdering Keith's wife, then covering up, claiming a panhandler killed her. WJZ is live at Central Booking this morning. Kimberly Eaton has the exclusive interview with Valeria's defense attorney. Good morning, Kimberly.
And good morning, and yes, both father and daughter are back in Baltimore, brought in by BPD's Warrant Apprehension Task Force just hours ago. This is new video just released by Baltimore police of the Smiths arriving at BWI Marshall Airport. Baltimore police took custody of Keith and Valeria Smith in Texas Wednesday morning, 17 days after they were first captured just miles from the Mexican border, trying to flee justice in the murder of Keith's wife, Jacqueline Smith.
We're looking forward to actually sitting down with Ms. Smith, discussing the case with her in person, and going over everything that the state says they have.
Brandon Mead represents Valeria Smith.
Ms. Smith certainly maintains her innocence. She looks forward to an opportunity to prove that in court.
Police say the father and daughter made up a story that a panhandler stabbed Jacqueline on December 1st on a desolate block in East Baltimore, a narrative that exploited the city's rampant violence.
People take advantage of Baltimore, and what we want to make sure is that the truth comes out and justice is done.
Everybody's dancing, they drinking, they conversing. Jacqueline Smith's final hours alive were spent at the American Legion in West Baltimore, laughing and listening to music with her husband for Valeria's birthday.
No disagreements that you heard?
No. Police were able to track their movement through cell phone data and cameras, but never found evidence they were ever on the street where the panhandler supposedly attacked.
The story didn't sound right, way too fabricated.
According to charging documents, Keith Smith confessed to his brother that he wanted to get rid of Jacqueline because she wanted a divorce. He even gave a tearful press conference after the killing. The victim's brother says it was an act and hopes his ex-brother-in-law cries real tears behind bars.
I think the death penalty would be would be too easy.
And Jacqueline Smith was stabbed 5 times while in the passenger seat of her own car. Defense attorney Brandon Mead says he believes in this case the evidence is circumstantial. Reporting live in Baltimore this morning, I'm Kimberly Eaton for WJZ.
New Zealand's Prime Minister announces a sweeping ban on semi-automatic assault weapons after last Friday's massacre at 2 mosques in Christchurch. Lauren Podesta reports for WJZ. These new restrictions go into effect immediately.
Less than 1 week after the New Zealand massacre that horrified the world, the nation's Prime Minister announced immediate and sweeping gun law reforms.
The nation witnessed a terrorist attack that demonstrated the weakness of New Zealand's gun laws. Every semi-automatic weapon used in the terrorist attack on Friday will be banned in this country.
Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said in today's news conference, legislation is being drafted urgently. Friday shootings at 2 Christchurch mosques left 50 worshippers dead.
The time for the mass and easy availability of these weapons must end.
Buyback programs will be created for people who already own the banned weapons, and gun sellers will be expected to return a wide range of products to suppliers.
We will ban all high-capacity magazines. We will ban all parts with the ability to convert semi-automatic or any other type of firearm into a military-style semi-automatic weapon.
Ardern said the suspects bought his weapons legally with a standard license and enhanced their firepower with what she called a simple online purchase.
No, today's Thursday.
They had the power to shoot
Oh, I thought you told me Thursday was
but
like
they also
that.
had large
I always say
capacity
Friday.
magazines.
Ardern expects the new law to be in place
Wednesday.
by April.
So Wednesday, y'all.
Worked today to try to prevent stockpiling.
I thought Thursday.
CBS News.
6:36. We now know the name of the man whose body was found burned inside an RV, and another man now facing murder and arson charges. Police found 57-year-old Dennis Perry's body in a scorched RV Monday morning. The medical examiner says Perry was the victim of blunt force trauma. His death is now being considered a homicide. Police arrested 25-year-old Jason Butler Nichols in Perry's death, and he's being held without bond. Wisconsin University's women's basketball team is on the way to Connecticut right now. The women's head basketball coach, Diane Richardson, got those high fives from fans and staff before boarding the bus with her team. They will face powerhouse UConn in the tournament tomorrow.
Hope you enjoyed. Peace until next time. Remember to like.